Hello, everybody. Mark Weaver live here at CRs Sports Bar. We have a Scotch doubles match tonight. In the next match, I should say, in this tournament series. Tonight we have Carl Moore and Jeff Wallis versus Scott Knack and Doug Fahey. Race to 11, BCA rules. Mark Weaver in the booth, flying solo. Doug Fahey at the table breaking. His partner in the upper right corner, Scott Knack. And upper left corner, you have Carl Moore and Jeff Wallis. Here we go. Doug Fahey at the table. Hit the head ball. He's got a ball. He's got the 1. He's got the 7. Solids are spread, but that 8 ball does go to the upper left corner pocket. And you can get there on the 5, but you kind of got to be right where the 9 is. Or similar along that line. I don't mind stripes here at all either. I think the 15 to start out, draw into the 3 gently maybe. And then take the 14, but it looks like he's going to come with the 14 first. Either one, 6 and 1, half a dozen the other. You can go either way. You got to have one of these balls though between that 14 and the 15. One of these balls has to have an angle to help you get up table on that 11 or the 10, because the 9 will go in the lower right corner. So, and he does not have the ideal angle, but Doug can still work something out here. He could draw this with low left, come down to the bottom rail, spin to the right rail, side rail, lower right side rail, right to the 3, and then get on the 11. That's one option here. He could draw, he could hit it with inside right, go down the bottom rail, go over the left side rail, and try to get on the line going into the 10. So he has a couple of options. He could come down right on the chalk, too, and go straight up the table. I don't think the bank is there, but he's going to have to snap this draw pretty good. Come down to the bottom rail and then back up just on the other side of the 3. Not bad. I like it. I like a good shot, man. That's a good shot. He could go that way to the right, or he could have went to the left side of the table with something inside. And that shot is always going to be a little bit easier with outside for a right-hander, in my opinion. Inside just makes it a little bit tougher with how that ball reacts. So you can take the 12 or the 13. This might not be a popular shot, but I like that 13 right now in a way because it gets you on the 9 so easily. And then you can come back for the 10 and the 12. But, if you shoot that 12, you're going to have to almost run into the 8 ball, which ain't a bad, it's not a bad deal. Bump the 8 in the middle of the table. But, and really on this 13 here, that cue ball might get away from him to try to shape in that 9 too. So it'll be interesting what Doug does here. I kind of like this ball right here. If you can kill that cue ball on that rail right above the 5 ball, it'd be just ideal. He didn't kill it, but he got a kind of a bad bump off that ball. That's all right. Still workable. Still workable. So, again, we are live, CRs Sports Bar. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We do only have the one match tonight. And everybody tuning in, if you have not hit that subscribe button, please do. And thumbs up if I do a good job. Thumbs down if you don't think I did. Oh, Leslie, you sweet talker. I say the same about you all the time. You do a fantastic job. Only I mean it.
You don't think I mean it?
I know you mean it too. I appreciate it. Thank you. Leslie's running the Friday night tournament for the first few hours anyways. And you got about an hour to sign up for that still. Again, Friday night weekly tournament, $21 entry. If you want, the $1 does go towards the side jackpot. As always, if you want me to stake you in that, I'll gladly put you in for the $1. So just come up to the counter. I got you. And we'll do a 50-50 split on that jackpot, and I'll probably jelly roll you some too. So he's going to take the 10. Cue ball will probably bump into the 8. Oh, no. Oh, wow. That's a tough ball to scratch off of too. The angle that it was over there, that was a tough ball to scratch off. He was trying to get that with such good draw on that. And I play a lot against Scott, and I would have gave him really good odds to make that ball, but it kind of seemed like he just shot not really fast, but just kind of took more of a whack at it than he normally does. I don't know if that's just early match, just not, I wouldn't say jitters, but just early match, just kind of not being dialed in completely or not, but that's a shot I would think that Scott's going to execute. He's been playing really, really well the last several months. And he's a member of a team I mention often on here just because they've had such a great history in the last number of years or so. And that senior discount. Scott's been a long member. Reason I mention that too is that Doug Fahey used to at one time, I believe, be a member as well. There's all kinds of them running around in pool. But very, very strong team. They've won more than their share. Carl Moore at the table. Carl plays down in the South Metro. Uh-oh, that ball got away from him a little bit. Now Jeff is going to have to cut this ball in the lower right corner. He could technically here thin that ball, just tickle. You see where on our view, from our viewpoint, it'd be his viewpoint would be the right side, our viewpoint would be the left. He could tickle that 2 ball with the cue ball, go into the side rail and hide behind the ball. Now it would leave a bank on the 9 though, and it might only just get them through another inning. But I like the idea of this here. Shoot that ball in and set a precedent. It's gonna double kiss. That might have triple kiss, but you know what? Good shot, man. Good shot. I don't think the cue ball even helped it in. So again, race to 11, BCA rules. Those that aren't really familiar with the BCA, one of the big differences that'll come into play is that on the break, if you break and scratch or foul on the break, the opposing your opponent actually, which would be the opposing team, gets ball in hand anywhere on the table. They don't have to put it in the kitchen. That's one of the big differences. And this looks good. Nice shot. Well done. Well done. This is going to be a test or two here, but man, that was a good bank by Carl. Jeff is a really, really good player too. He's got a heck of an eye for shots just like these here. Cue ball might get away from him a little bit here, and I think it will for just about 90% of the population on the planet, to be honest. But on a shot like this, you just kind of got to focus on making the ball, kill the cue ball up above the stripe there. Oh yeah. I think he had to hit that with a little bit of outside draw to avoid, obviously, that scratch. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but that was unfortunate there, man. That was a good bank by Carl, but that was a tough spot with that cue ball. I don't like shooting that 8 ball. No offense, Jeff, but I'm glad that wasn't me. That's a tough spot, man. And early on, that's not a bad 8 ball to miss. I mean, you obviously don't want to give a lot of those games, have that turn. Ooh, uh-oh. Cue ball kind of floated down a little bit too much on him here. So now Scott's going to have to hit this with him inside. His cue ball is going to go across, all the way to the right side, back over. 1, 2. Man, he hit that good. Great shot. Great shot. And that 8 ball is sitting easily accessible from about anywhere on the table except for behind the right side rail points. Inside points. Uh-oh. Watch this. Man. See, I like on that shot there to just come right down the middle of the table or even go inside and go 2 rails and then take that scratch right out of play there. The way that Doug shot that, and I'm not trying to say that my way is the right way, but I kind of like erring on the whole not having a percentage chance for that scratch to happen right there, to go in the side pocket, even given an opportunity to scratch on the side. Cue ball. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 balls. No. That was a good break, man. Doug is has a couple of breaks so far that are about as good as I've seen on this table during these events. It was pretty solid. So again, flying solo tonight. Mark Weaver in the booth. We're live at CRs Sports Bar, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, the mecca of pool in the upper Midwest. And at the table, Scott Knack and Doug Fahey. Doug Fahey is the one with a little bit less hair. Neither one of them sporting much of a mop, but I think Scott does have a lot more follicles up top than Doug at this point in time. Just an oddball observation there. Meanwhile, on the other side, They have. Ooh. Hang on here. Now, it's kind of a weird little spot on here. The 13 is going to bump. He might even make the 13. You got to be careful that it just doesn't get weird. Like, oh, man. Oh, it was a tough miss. It's a tough miss. Very uncharacteristic, again, of Scott Knack. So Carl Moore almost launched out of his chair. Almost pulled a hamstring. He got out of that chair so fast. They should have been dead in the water on that rack. And I feel you, Scott, man. It happens to all of us. Just settle. It's early in the match. And just can't let it. This is going to sound weird coming from me, especially people that know me really well. You can't let past occurrences at the table affect the present. Now, try and master that, right? So easy to say it. But it's one of the hardest things, I think, not only in pool, but in life, too, sometimes. Just not trying to change the past by what you're doing in the present or in the future, at least in pool. I mean, you can't let that carry over. So on this ball here, the 1, I don't mind going right up to the first diamond, upper end rail, and float the cue ball back down. I'm going to shape the 5, the 7, and the 6. If I come up a little bit short, I'm probably straight in the 7. If I come a little bit longer and I don't like the 5, like say the cue ball gets where it is now, then I might even take the 6. But I really like taking the 1 right here and just kind of floating up to the end rail and coming back down. Just because I've got multiple options. I got 3 balls right there I can shape. Just right up to the. I think he's going to do my shot. Oh my God! He did my shot. Oh my! Now that ball came a little bit out to the left. No big deal. No big deal. Take the 5, slide over to the left side of the table, get on the 7 in the side. If you come out too far, you might even get on the 6. But you don't have to do a whole lot on this ball. You just, like right there. Beautiful. Nice shot. Nice shot. So the 7 ball, same kind of shot that he did on the 1, just 7 in the side. Cue ball goes up to the upper rail, comes right back down. And you want to not get too short. You don't want to bring that 15 ball into play. Yeah, kind of right in there, but I'd like a little bit of an angle if I'm Jeff. So up to the end rail again, float back into the middle of the table. And that's going to come up a little bit short. Still cuttable. It's cuttable, but that's a little bit short. You have all the room down here, and I know when Carl rewatches this, it ain't far though, man. He goes like another inch or so. You're probably still good, but he's going to bank it. I think that ball does cut, but I think he's worried about the cue ball just grabbing a ticket and going on multiple rides here because that cue ball will fly. But he's going to bank this. I like it. Oh, no. Close, though. Good try. Good try. So now Doug can just roll the 15, get any kind of an angle on that 13. It'll leave him to this stripe down here on the bottom rail. And because of that shadow, I can't tell what ball that is. It's a 10 ball. That works too. A good shot. Probably a smarter path than mine too. I'm going to write that in my notes. Don't do the 15 first. Do that ball. You know what? I like that too because you're guaranteed you're going to make that ball on the side. It's easy sometimes to rattle and hang that 15 down there with that kind of a shot right there. And Scott just makes the 8 ball a little bit easier for his next shot, and gotta like it. Good shot. So I hope the volume's coming through okay. I haven't heard anybody message me or seen anybody message me or blast me out on the stream. So early. And smash. Now, he made balls in the corners in the last couple of breaks. That one there, it seemed he didn't. The balls didn't react off the rack the same. Now, that doesn't always mean that you hit it any differently. Sometimes when you're racking the balls, gap here and there, that can all affect things. Sometimes though, it just seems like that didn't sound like his other breaks either. Didn't have that little snap pop to it, but you're up 2-0, man. You're starting out good. And that's with not knocking out a Scott here, but that's with a couple of early misses and from Scott, and one of them was a scratch. So your other horse with you there, Doug, has had a couple mishaps, and you guys are up 2-0. So I mean, that's really got to be a wonderful thing. Because Scott is a really, really good player, and the misses that he's missed, I again, this very uncharacteristic. So Carl Moore at the table, taking the 5 ball first. Just trying to, don't go in. Just make it harder to break out that 2 ball if they decide to come back for it. I think they almost kind of have to leave that 4 ball there. I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm not sure where I say. The only way to really kind of break that 2 is to see where the 7 is. If you get the cue ball like right in there, then you could take the 6 and then bump into the 2. But that is a, oh boy, that's a tough one. Now he does have an option here too, where he could slam the 6 in upper right corner. He's not going to shoot it, but you see what the shot? Slam the cue ball. Let him shoot the 1 first. If he shot that 6 ball, cue ball goes into the 9. Off the 9 where the number is up into the 213. On that, if he shot that 6 ball with a bunch of follow, he would have had to slam that ball in though. Crazy, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a crazy shot to go after, but it might be it might have been one of their better chances to get at it. Now, if he can, here's an idea though. Move to the side, Carl. If he can take the 7 in the right side and get the cue ball just past where the 9 ball is. You see where the 9 is? If the cue ball can float just past that 9 ball and give a little bit of a back cut on the 6 on the side, you've got an angle to run right into the 2. I like that idea. He's going to try to go up in the corner with it, which not a bad idea. And now we're back on that same shot. Here we go. 6 in the upper right corner. Cue ball slam into the 9 ball, deflects off the numbers on the 9 and heads up towards the 2. That's in play, but that 7 in the side would have put that cue ball right above that 9 ball. I wanted him to shoot that ball so bad. He must have turned his Bluetooth off. But this ball here, again, he has to he's going to do the combo. Yeah, I think he needs to be a little bit steeper on this 6 to go off that 9 with the cue ball, and even then he just got to fire that ball in. He'll hit that pocket so hard, Jerry will hear it down there in Florida. But now he's going to do the combo instead. This is no easy task. However, what about the 6 into the 2 off the rail, off the 10 in that upper left corner? It's almost, I don't want to say it's an easier shot, but not bad. I mean, they didn't make it, but it's not really one of the only shots that he had there. Except for my blast the 6 in the corner and go off the 9 ball and cue ball flies off the table. All kinds of bad things could have happened. But if that cue ball was off that rail a little bit more, I'm almost certain Scott would have shot that 10 ball. But you get that cue ball right by that rail like that. It was off a little bit, but still you're elevating so much, and it just takes a percentage and drops it down quite a bit. But I think he's got to shoot it here now. Well, use a 15 and get a little bit better look at it. I think I use a 15 now. The reason of that is because the 6 ball's right in my way to really comfortably shoot at that 10. You know, you're elevating a little bit too on this ball. So yeah, I like this too. He's going to try to move into the 13 off this. Good shot. Very good shot, Scott. Well hit. Very well done. Very, very well done. So again, if you're going to play the Friday night tournament, the weekly here, that does start at 7. You got 40 minutes, so if you want to head this direction and shoot Leslie, or you could even you could shoot me a message if you want, but give a call or whatever, and we'll put you down. But that Friday night tournament has been running for a long, long time. One of the more storied weekly tournaments here in the Twin Cities. And the side jackpot again, I think it's like $29.50 or something like that. You have to win the tournament, and then you have to have your name in the envelope that is randomly drawn from all the entries. And they put it in the vault back there. It's almost like the Oscars and the Emmys. And then when the tournament's over, they have the horns blowing, the music's playing in the background, and they bring it out, and then they unveil who's in the envelope. Started out at $500, and it's at almost $3,000 now. Really good program, but boy, that's going to be a tough one for anybody to win. That could really, really climb up there. Oh, get over. Gotta get over. Oh, that'll plenty. Plenty. It looks like Scott and Doug here are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead to start this match. It is a race to 11. People that have... going to take it up in the corner. People that have followed these Scotch doubles matches here on our tournaments will know that what often happens, and I'm not trying to curse anybody, but the one team gets out a few games, a pendulum goes back the other direction, the other team picks up a few games, the other team comes back, and it's just back and forth. Oh, good shot. Sponsors and for everybody helping to facilitate the stream. Guys and gals of those companies work hard and do a really good job for everybody out here. So give them a shot. Give them a call and tell them that you heard about us. I heard about them on the stream. I heard me babbling about it, or Jerry, or whatever. But give them a call. All these sponsors have been with us for a long time, and they're a big part of this happening. So thank you all. So Doug and Scott at the table, starting out with stripes. If that 15 goes from there, it kind of gets a little bit easy. You can draw back, get on the 12 or the 11. And you don't have to take the 11 next. You can take the 12. But I don't think the 15 goes from it. I think the cue ball actually had to go. No, he can get that ball. Yeah, he's got plenty of it. Right? Well, we'll find out. I left my referee glasses at home, so don't look over here. Don't look over here. Attaboy. I can always record it, though. And I've got people here, too, to help with the referee calls and stuff. But I guess I am the man for that right now. Good shot. Sit out there. Very nice. Now, Scott can draw off this 11, I believe, with the cue ball into the 2. If they can make the 15 from there, then it gets kind of easy. If they can't make the 15 from over there, then they almost have to play this off the 15. But now, if there is a referee needed and stuff, I will, of course, go over and record it and volunteer my services, etc. So this year at VNEA, I'm almost pulled the trigger on the referee course out there. I had asked around a couple of different entities about whether they were interested, and had not heard anything back, not even a cricket. So I don't think I'm going to entertain that. But it would have been fun. That's for sure. And it'd be nice to kind of have that certification for maybe down the road when I can't shoot balls into the rails anymore. And they say, hey, you got to do something else in pool. But that would be fun. But it's pretty cool. They do offer a course out there at VNEA. And hold up. Oh, boy. Oh, no, he's got the 14 down there. What am I thinking? I'm sorry. 10 ball down there. Is that the 10 or the 14? My eyes are so bad. I believe that is the 14. So he's going to hit this with some inside, which will be right English, and play it for the upper right corner or the side most likely. And that's going to go to the side. Nice shot. Good ball. You should be able to float through or draw back. A couple of different options here. Just draw back and take it in the same pocket. Uh-oh. Swim. Uh-oh. Cue ball went for a swim. Oh boy, oh boy. That was probably his first bad shot he hit, though. You don't get a mulligan on that, but you get a pass on that one. So Jeff Wallis at the table now, getting them started on their clearing of the solids. Typically in this situation, I like to pick the ball that I feel that is either away from the other balls or that I might have the hardest time maybe getting onto. In this situation, I think you can pick any one of the balls, you're probably going to be okay. But sometimes in Laosis with an open table, there's one ball that might be just in a situation or an area. For me, it would be by the side pockets on the rail there, and I'm going to shoot a ball and I'm going to break that ball off that rail. But typically, I think you want to look at a ball that especially if you're playing singles. Okay, here's a ball that I don't really feel comfortable shooting from any other location except if I take a ball in hand. Then definitely take it, even if it's probably not the right pattern ball. Take that ball, establish yourself at the table, and build confidence, etc. Whatever. But so on the 5, he's just got to float over. He can go to the 7 or he can go to the 2 here. Some draw right if you want. Just like that. That'll work. And then I go from the 2 here to the 7. 7 will lead you to the 4 or the 3. The 2, and then bring your back out in the middle of the table. Not too far, though. But midway is good. And now he might have to run into these balls. Because Carl, it would be beneficial for Carl to have the cue ball out inch or 2 more. And that'll work. Bounce. That's all right. 3 balls there still. That's the situation there. Those little things like that. When it's not like they're not going to get out. They still have a chance to get out. But that little thing of just cue ball going just a little bit more, and really for Carl on that shot, if he went too far, you're better than almost coming up too short. But they'll still work it out. It's just those little tiny things. Sounds like nitpicking, but if you take those little tiny things and those really small percentage of things happening, and you add them together, they don't collectively all go as one. But if you look at it this way, all those little things that could go wrong, if I eliminate them, then I'm taking every one of those little small percentage chances and I'm getting them out of the equation. And you know as well as I do. Smash, you hit that pretty solid. 1, 2, 2 balls. Ooh, look at this now. I like solids here, but he's gonna take that 9 ball. But I like solids here a lot better because that 4-3 moves to 6 for me. And I ain't worried about that 2. I can get on the 2. But he's not gonna like it too much there. I think he can get this 15. No, he can't. I actually can look right over at the table. My overhead view from back here.
You're only the 5th person tonight that
over John Luster's head. Actually, I should say, because he's in front of me. He's in front of me on that little table by 21. So my over John's head view shows that that ball does not go. This goes cross side though. Surprised he didn't try to bank that ball. He's such a good banker. He banked that one ball a couple of games ago really, really well. I'm surprised he didn't just pinch that. Pinch that meaning shorten the angle, it comes off. And they could have got out there. Look at that 6 ball. What an ugly spot. And yeah, I'm going to mention that every time on this stream. What an ugly spot for a pool ball. At least it's not on the rail though. So it's not that ugly. Still, 6 ball, you could do better. And I think it does go on the side. Oh, but no, it don't. That's a tough one right there. I mean, with it off the rail, obviously, it's a lot easier going up. But People that have heard this stream know well enough. I loathe a ball being in that location right there. I just loathe it. Yes, I lose sleep over it too. One ball on the side. Like it. Float down to the bottom rail. Come back up. Middle of the table. Watch the 15. Good shot. Got to get up a little bit more though. Oh, I don't think he can do the 7 from there. Maybe he can. I don't like the 7 from there though, because I think the cue ball is going to get buried down on the bottom rail on the bottom part of your screen. It'll come off the 3 and get, you might even up underneath the 15 off that shot. Look at that 6 ball. He could shoot the 4-3 combo. I don't mind that ball and get the cue ball up table and try to shape the 5. Put some distance between stripes and cue ball in case you miss. Scott don't miss. Just shoot it and make it, right? That's a good ball. Got a little unfortunate on the leave there, but it was a good shot. And Doug might have to cut that 5 ball in the upper left corner. Or try to. That's not it's not a simple task. But that might be his only ball. We'll find out right now if that 6 does go though, because the side pockets on a diamond are pretty generous sometimes. But yeah, that 6 don't go. If it did, he'd shoot it already. I think he could bank this ball in the lower right corner. I kind of like that play in a way. At pocket speed, if you make it, you get to 7, you're running out. But if you miss it, you don't really sell. Well, he could shoot the 12. He could shoot the 11. He could shoot the 13 and roll the cue ball down to the bottom rail and maybe play a safe. He could actually play the 13 off the 15. I don't think it goes, but the cue ball can go over to the lower bottom rail, like about the first diamond, maybe. And I like the cue ball there, and that opens up the 13. He has an opportunity on it right now. Because I think if you miss this ball, you're really running the risk of selling the game out, whereas if he misses that carom, oh, good shot, man. Well done. Well done. He hit that ball really well. And he's on the 15, and Carl can get him on the 13 from there. Wow, that was a good shot. So 15 to the 13. 13 gets you to the 11. The 11 will have to put you on the 8. The 8 will go in one of the upper corners if they get to the 11.
Does that go through there?
Oh, it might actually. Yeah, Leslie, you're right. It does go through there. He's shooting it. Yeah, good eye. Yes, and he can bump the 8 ball now too. 13 in the side, bump the 8 ball. Man, that was a good shot. Very nice, Leslie. Very nice. I did not even think on that ball going over there. That was beautiful. Well done. Bump the 8, solve that problem. Get the cue ball up there. Come on. You don't have to be. You don't have to do that. Look at the side rail, upper side rail, past the side pocket. You've got 2-3 feet of cloth up there still, and this is for everybody. I do this too. Don't always try to hold the ball like that. If you hold the ball and come up short, you run the risk of losing the game. If you go long in this situation, you're still on the 11. Error on that side. You know what I mean? Error on that side of the spectrum. Don't come up short and error on the short side. But Carl should be able to make this still. Just makes it tougher. Oh, now it's going to get tougher again. So now Jeff will have to bank this or try to cut it around the 4 ball. I think there is a path there, but he's going to bank it, yeah. There is a safety here, but I don't want to burn up my quota of saying 1 pocket this early in the match. So I'm not going to say anything about the safety. But bank the 8, lower left corner. Good shot. Oh, my goodness, he hit that ball good. Oh, my, you hit that ball really good, Jeff. Good try. Man, all the pool players are walking in now. Look at them all. There's my partner, Josh Wallstrom in the house. Gonna win another weekly, huh? You know, you win too many of these, they're gonna kick you out of them. Do you want me to stake you on the side pot? You want me to put you in for that $1? Well, you know, I'm just saying. If you want me to stake you, I'll go half action. How about that? 50 cents a piece, dude. I even let you keep 60-40. Even my own partner won't cut me in. It's tough action in here. Don Redpenning in the house. Getting quite the numbers here. 7-ball upper left corner. Plenty of pocket up there. Should put him on the 6. Oh, nope, one outside. Yep. You know, that ball there, from his cue ball, it didn't look like he put any right on that. I like that shot that he had on that 7 and put a little bit of right English on that. Not much, people.
How so?
Smash. And 2-ball is going to hang.
So you would never guess that.
Ooh, look at this now. 13-ball. Cue ball goes into the 4. Moves that 4 and the 14. And everything's wide open there for stripes. You don't want to hit this too hard, though. You don't want the 14 to go down past the side pocket or not move it. That was unfortunate. That was kind of some bad luck. Now, a few different shots he could do here. He could take the 10-15 combo and run the cue ball from the 10 on the right side rail back across towards the 14. He could shoot this stripe in the upper right corner and try to draw into it. But the thing I don't like about this play is that you're not going to run the cue ball into that 14 with a whole lot of momentum. Unless he hits it really, really good. I think he might even run into the 4 possibly. Oh, he missed it. But you see, then he double kissed it. See how that ball stays there? If you shoot that 10-15 and that cue ball comes zipping across into that 14 is going to move that way. That ball is going to move. And I would be worried on that shot the way he took that, just because of the fact that I don't know if I'm going to hit that 14 square enough or on the edge enough to where I'm going to be able to move it, where I'm going to be happy with that. But you know, hindsight's always 20/20, and it's in the booth is almost 20/22. But every now and then it gets a little foggy. So now he can come over on the right side of the rail, on the right side rail, off this one. Off the rail. My play I'd try here is go off the rail into the 10, at the edge of the 10, and then back into the rail and just bump the 3 up. See what I'm saying? You come down to the bottom rail. We're almost where that chalk is. On the bottom rail, go over the right side rail, off the right edge of the 10, and then move the 3. Or go square into the 10 and move the 3. Something like that right there works too, but you got to make the ball, yeah. Everything else was sitting there from that point. But, well, Mr. Knack, what you going to do with that 14 ball, young man? You could go some inside on this 12, go 1, 2 rails into it, maybe 3. Take a stab at it at least. And I like this play because the cue ball is going to come in pretty good. Oh, he went right around it. Oh, my gosh, that was bad luck. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you could hit that ball over and over, and I think the handful of times you're not going to move that 14 is just, it's a small percentage. Man, he hit that ball pretty good, too. Sometimes this game is just not fair. You know, I'll just say it, it's not fair. It's like the game works against us almost, you know. This is supposed to happen. This is supposed to happen this way. Nah, Poole says, nah. I'm gonna give you a headache instead. So, Mr. Jeff Wallis at the table. The 1 does bank through the 15. Yes, right there. And I think the cue ball will probably run into the 11 ball. Is that 11 in the middle of the table there? Probably end up table, but no big deal though, because the 3 goes on the side. But I would love to have that cue ball run right into that 11, somewhat square. I think he might go above it though. Yep, he went above it. No big deal. Good shot. I like that cue ball up there. Because the 3 is still makeable, and the 7 from there. That was a pretty good ball. It's hard if I'm Scott right here, and I'm not saying he's taking this, but this is where my mind gets the best of me. I'm sitting there looking at this, trying to figure the best approach, and slowly festering and growing, almost like a daisy in the spring. Starts growing and growing. I start thinking about that last shot that I did, where I hit it so good. I went 2 rails, and I didn't move that 14 ball, and then all of a sudden I go up and try to shoot this ball, and my mind is swaying one way. You know what I mean? What a shot. Wow. Those are the things that I battle, though, with a lot of these pool. It's, a lot of the mental stuff. And it's not new for me to mention it on the streams, but I'm a firm believer that, the more we play, no matter what level you're really at. I mean, to get down in the lower levels, it matters more about fundamentals and doing things right on having the right structure as far as on your stance and things, and there's things fundamentally and physically you can still work on. But even then, to a degree at that level, there's still things that we do all the time in pool. And as we do these things more and more in pool, it's again, this comes up all the time, is that we end up being to where it shifts from the physical side to more of the mental side. See if he's gonna cut this 10 off the 3, maybe. But what it shifts more to mentally than physical, because so many of the things that we run into we've done before or we've seen before, and it's just a matter of replicating things. Especially in 8-ball. I mean, 8-ball is a game where, boy, that was a tough shot, Doug. That was a tough one. But 8-ball is a game where really. And I've said this multiple times because I firmly believe it, and I think it'll help you people with your games, is that we shoot a lot of the same shots. And I'm not going to throw an arbitrary number out there, but if you want to put a number out there, just think of it percentage-wise. How many times we kind of shoot the same balls? Back cuts to the side, shooting the ball down the side rail. We shoot them all, and things come up that are different variations of it, but different lengths, different distances, etc. But 8-ball pool, we really kind of hit a lot of the same shots over and over. And if we remember that when we play, it should make it a little bit easier for us, right? But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. If you can start mastering that and using that as a strength, though, then I think it does. And I think some people have that natural ability where they don't let that get involved as much, if that makes sense. Some people will call them gifted or, mentally strong, etc. There's all different variations, and probably all of them hold a lot of truth. But at the same time, there's just some things that, mentally we are fighting every time we're at the table. And it's not like the things at table are things that we haven't seen before, if that puts a better perspective. We're making a battle out of something that isn't really there sometimes. So he's got to do something with that 1 ball before it gets too late in the game. And I don't know if... try to follow it in. Boy, this is a tough ball. I think to hit this properly, he might end up with a 11 ball in between those solids. No, he's going to hit it pretty firm, maybe. He's going to avoid hooking him. Yeah, that was a tough shot, man. I don't know if that went, but you've got that green booger ball over there on the upper left side rail. Let's just call it what it is. That thing is trouble for them. Scott can make this 11 though and run the cue ball into it. If Scott's took a couple good swings at that ball already, and he's had unfortunate. And again, he hit another good ball at that one. He may end up pulling the last few hairs off his head out if he tries one more swing. The 14 is open now, though. It did open up, but holy cow, man. That was a good shot.
What's your name again?
So, yeah, race to 11. We are live here at CRs Sports Bar. The Friday night tournament is fired up here in about 12 minutes. So you got some time. And there are some heavyweights in the house, as always. There's a broad spectrum of players in here right now, so... Man, this is a tough cut, Doug. How about going off the rail, then off the 1 ball? No, because then you might tie up the 8 ball, and you're still going to have such a weird angle on that 14 ball from there. You know what I mean? You're going to be over on the right side rail with a really thin cut on that 14, and you're going to have to come back down for the 8 ball. So I think he has to... Is he going to try to cut this in the side? Load this up with some low rate. Put a whole bunch of juice on that ball and see where the numbers are on the 10. Just hit it right there. Cue ball goes all the way down to the bottom rail and spins right over the 14. Makes it at the same time and puts you in trouble. No. I think that 10 does go, though. I think he can back cut this, but he's going to he'd have to load this baby up with some spin. Yeah, he's going my original shot, thought. Original shot and thought. Off the rail. Oh, man, that's some tough luck, Doug. Dang, buddy. Wow. Hey, thanks, Mark. I just seen my text from you. Thanks, Mark Steinhaus. Appreciate it. I just looked at the text for the first time. I'm bad with this stuff sometimes. I apologize. That was like over an hour ago, wasn't it? Yeah, almost like an hour ago. So here we are, 3-3, folks, and we're looking at a race to 8. It's weird how this always works out, though, and one team, not always, but more often than not, one team gets ahead by a few games, and then the other team just it's like the grandfather clock. That old thing goes one direction and comes right back the other direction, and it goes back the other direction and comes all the way back the other direction. But at the same time, it's always better to sweat the action a little bit. Man, what a good break this one is. Look at the solids. The only reason the 2 ball is kind of an issue, but so is the first shot if you take stripes. So look at these solids. Bump it over, maybe? No. Not well. You can take care of the 2 right now. 7 ball, slide over into the 9 ball. You should be straight in on the 2 in the same pocket the 7 goes. That's the play I like. Just bump into the 9. You don't have to actually get on the 2 from there, but it opens the 2 up. 3 will get you to the 2. If you end up over on the side rail, you just take the 1, right? Oh, man. Carl, you got such a good look at this. You got such a good look at this ball right now. Take that 7, slide over in the 9. Well, let's start with the 1.
That's all you get.
He might not have had enough of an angle there. I thought he did, though. I think Jeff has enough angle, too. I feel that ratings-wise, I think Carl's the higher-rated player, so I'm surprised that Carl wouldn't take the shot that he's having Jeff do, which Jeff can do, don't get me wrong. Missed the 9 ball, though. That's the shot, in my opinion, that Carl should have done. Carl should have shot that last time. I don't have all the answers, but I think on that one there, I'm hitting the nail right on the head. The 2 does go on the side, though, so they are bailed out. Yeah, you got to get right over on that rail almost, or come back out on the table. You can get on the 3. Don't worry about the 5. Yeah, actually do that, Carl. Just get over there and get on the 3. Shape the 3. Don't worry about the 5. 3 puts you on the 4. 4 puts you on the 5. And 5 in the lower right corner, you're straight in the 8 ball. There's your pattern. 2 to the side. Roll the cue ball over. Don't worry about the 5. Just get on the 3. 3 puts you on the 4. 4 on the 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can go this way too. 5, 4, 3, 8. I like this though. Oh, he's going to shoot the 5. It's all right. A lot of ways to get out here. You know, well, not really a lot of ways. You have 2 options. I guess you have the 5 or the 3. Now this 3 here, here's a shot on this. If he loads that cue ball up with some right English and hits that 3 full, that cue ball holds there. That works too. Really good shot. Very nice. 4 gets you to the 3. 3 gets you to the 8. Again, there's always, there's multiple ways, not always, but multiple ways sometimes to get out. Just because I throw something out there does not mean it's like the golden rule. But if he shot the 3, he wouldn't take any time on the 4 to get on the 5. He's going to get over to the left of the 3 a little bit so that he can shoot it in that corner. Okay. Now, I don't think the 8 goes past that 11. And I don't think it goes in the right side pocket. And now, apparently the 3 doesn't go past the 9 ball. I wonder why Carl would lay that over there then. So Jeff's going to back cut this 3. Watch this cue ball. He's going to get away from him here. Oh, man, what a good rub off that 15, too. That's unfortunate. I'm surprised on that play right there. I mean, even if you draw back on the 4 and shape the 3 in the side, I don't know. I think I want to say Carl was trying to go to the rail and come back out a little bit, but he mishit that one so much. I don't know if I can give him that. I don't think he was actually trying to play it that way. Again, I'm not trying to be like critical, like why would you do that? It's just confusing because I know Carl's such a strong player, and I would consider that a unforced error. What's that thing they have in? Is it baseball? One of the stats, or is it baseball or basketball? Cost. So you can have an error. I think it's baseball. You can have an error, forced or unforced, but it's really what matters is the cost of that error. If it doesn't cost anything, and then is it really an error? This one, though, will come with a cost. And the cost will be down 3 to 4. Good shot. Center of the pocket, and pretty easy from here. Good out, guys. Good out. 4 to 3. The sound on, put the music on. That's fine too. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but there is some good content in there. And if you get a chance, you want to look through some of these matches. If you have any questions or anything like that, or if you have any things you want to hear on the stream or any questions, even fire them in the chat on YouTube, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And if you have any tips or anything like that, you'd like to see, like an overhead cam or things like that, just let us know. And we'll do our best to make it even better experience for everybody out there. That ball was a little bit outside.
Well, 36 people, otherwise they'll be here till 6 a.m. and John's going to be pissed at everybody.
Little Joe in the house. Look at him over on the left there. Little Joe. Oh, man, oh, wow. Little Joe tried to hustle me. I'm calling him out. Little Joe tried to hustle me before this match started. First, he texted me and said he said some words that were kind of aggressive. But next thing you know, we're playing a one pocket match, and I'm giving him a bunch. And he hustled me. I got so much love for that man. And he came up with this line. I was roaring. And I'm not going to repeat it on here, okay? I don't want to get removed from the stream, but little Joe. Oh, my goodness. If you have not met him and you're a pool player near this area, you got to come up and see little Joe sometime. The guy has just endless amount of stories about his time in pool and about life itself and stuff, and we're blessed to have him around here, and he's quite a special. There's only one little Joe, and I hear that about a lot of people, but I tell you with every ounce of my being, man, that dude he's a special man, little Joe. He is Doug at the table here, Doug Fahey. I've said this before. Oh, that's going to hang. Oh, it did go. Wow. So now he could take the 13, bump into the 2, and then just have a gentle little back cut on the 10 on the side. A little bit of draw. Not even much draw, just kind of 13, just punch the 2 just a little bit up table. But little Joe, I want to revisit that, and I'm not going to take away from this game, but sit tight with me here in this. He might even try to draw back to the side rail. I think he has a good angle for that, yeah. Oh, no, got tied behind it. See, I think he could have punched that with some draw and a little bit of right and just stopped the cue ball there and just bumped the 2 ball up the table, kind of like he did. And then it just had a little cut on the 10, float up the table and get back on that ball. But we'll see if Mr. Golden Gopher here can elevate and jump this 10 ball in. So, yeah, one thing I was going to say about little Joe. I mean, I could talk about little Joe all night. But I've seen this from when he first started working with people here and lessons and that. And myself, he's done a countless number of times, helped me with advice on my game and about things more than that too. But one thing that little Joe, and look for this in your whether it's pool or whether you're training in badminton or whatever you do. Whoever your trainer or teacher or instructor or anything is, the ones that are really special, in my opinion. Let's see Doug do this jump shot here. Nail it. Come on. Nail it. Up and over. Oh, man, caught the 3 ball. And it even scratched. So that 3 is, that 3's in kind of a mess. But here's the thing on a teacher, like a pool teacher or whatever you're doing. When they take, and there's not many of, and I'm not knocking other teachers, pool teachers or trainers in this, okay? But the gift that Joe has is that he takes more pleasure and just sparkles. You can see it in his eyes when it starts to click with the person he's working with. And he takes so much pleasure in seeing that, what do they call it? There's a word for it, and I'm just empty. But he takes pleasure in that. He takes so much pleasure in seeing people learn things that he's teaching them, and you almost have to experience it in a way. You know what I mean? You probably know people. Everybody out there probably knows somebody in their life that does this in various things. Those people are special. They really are, whether it's Joe or somebody else or somebody in school or, somebody on the job or whatever, somebody that teaches you something and takes so much pleasure that you're getting it and you're learning from them, and they see that metamorphosis happen in them of it translating from a lesson into being executed. If they take as much or more pleasure than you, stick with them because they're 1,000% in your corner. Not saying other teachers and stuff aren't, okay? Don't take it that way, but I just can't talk about Joe enough. I really can't. Good shot. That'll work. Good shot. But we're blessed by him, and I hope you hear this back as always, little Joe, because I got a lot of love for you, man. Even though you did hustle me. I mean, he flat out hustled me. And I tell you what, for his game isn't necessarily as sharp as it always been, but his hustle is, and that little Joe he's such a good one pocket player and a pool player, but it's pretty special watching him play that game in one pocket because you can see his mind's working. He may not always at the age he's at, he's where the execution isn't as consistent as it was when he's younger, but he can teach you, and he's available here. So get a hold of Jerry and get a hold of the CRs here and set it up. Thank me later. Man, Carl's got one hell of a draw stroke. He's hit so many where he just draws the heck out of that ball. If I could draw the ball like that, I might go on the road. I don't have that kind of draw. I think I did when I was younger, but I think I did a lot of things when I was younger. But I don't. Maybe it's just Simonis and stuff like that. But I can't draw the ball like that. I'm impressed by people that can. So Jeff Wallis at the table, only down a game. Going to cut to one. Hit this with some inside and just bring the cue ball back across.
What table?
Good shot. Good shot. That'll work.
I'm not wrong.
So now if Carl is comfortable with that 5, if you can bring the cue ball back past the side pocket, get in the 6 next, or the 7. Either way. You could shoot these in any order you want except to starting with a 6 ball. Okay? You can shoot the 7, then the 5, then the 6. You can shoot the 7, then the 6, then the 5. You can shoot the 5, then the 7, 6, 5, 6, 7. Do whatever you want. Just don't shoot the 6 first. And that's going to work. It's kind of a weird angle on it. It's kind of the 6 is not a bad shot. But I don't like taking the 5 and getting on the 6. I think Jeff's going to do it, though. Show me how it's done, because I don't like that 5 to the 6 from where it's at. I like a little bit different angle with the cue ball there. Now, I got to tell you, too, I'm not really a fan of the 6 to the 5, because I think I could end up almost too flat on that 5 ball if the cue ball gets away from me. Ooh, hit that one good. Hit that ball good. Straight in. How about straight in? Little Joe, I was just talking about you. Yeah. I was talking so much smack about you, Joe. You would. You want to get a stool and hop up here in the stream for a little bit, or are you playing in the tournament? Yep. All right, when you're done with your match. Oh my! Oh, this is not. Let's turn into trouble here on the screen. I don't know if did somebody message Little Joe, because he just came up behind me and poked me in the like my kidney. He goes, "Hey." I thought I was going to have to pay the piper there. Oh my God, Little Joe. So much love for you, young man. But this is a tough spot here. If you try to masse this ball and you miss it, both balls goes in the side pocket. If you try to jump this ball and miss it, both balls go in the side pocket. This is a tough spot. Yeah, that was a tough spot, Jeff. I don't know. I'm not sure what I would have done there. I might have tried to kick off the end rail into the 8 and then play the 8 off the 10 in the side. I might have even tried that. I don't know.
Go kick him off a 10.
I'm beyond words on what I could have actually done in that. So that was a tough spot. But I think that happened, and I'm not trying to pin this entirely, but I believe that happened on that angle that they left, that Carl left Jeff on the 6 ball. It just didn't lead to a good spot on the 5 the way Jeff hit that ball. And Jeff could have hit different shape on the 6, sure, but at the same time, Carl could have done him some favors and made it a little bit more fluid. So it looks like Scott and Doug are going to take a 2-game lead once again. They started out 3-0, then it went to 3-3, and here we are. Funk Daddy in the house, Jared Funk. He has not yet hit a jackpot today on the E-tabs, but still plenty of daylight. Eight in the corner, good shot. So they are up 5-3 now in a race to 11, and is open for anybody who wants to come up and shoot. Like some one pocket. There ain't anything really going on tomorrow. I know Billy was talking about maybe putting on a tournament here, but if anybody is interested, we could put together a ring game, like a 2-2 ring game. Pay $1 to everybody at the table when you follow, something like that. If people want to meet up here, do like a 2-2, 3-3, 5-5, 1-1, 1-2, whatever you want to do. But yeah, ring game we could schedule. Be kind of something kind of fun, even just to maybe get something going like that on a regular basis, like a good fun ring game. And then if we get if Gino, if you're listening, Gene Albert, if you're listening, we could play ring game and go from 10 ball to 15 ball. Ask how that ask Gene sometime how that worked out at the Upper Midwest Shootout. Oh my God, I've never heard Tim Tungem laugh so hard in my life. That was some good stuff. And I got a lot of love for you too, Gino. But that was some pure comedy gold, man. Down 3-5, 2 games. That 15 ball is a real mess. But he can move it off that 12. Hey, Abraham, how you doing? 9-6? You going to give me 9-6 over there? All right, I suppose. Well, it looks like I'm going to get off the stream here. Abraham's going to give me 9-6 in one pocket. So, actually, I'll be back real quick because that ain't going to last very long. So here's the thing, though. If he can get above the 12 ball, I don't like drawing back off this ball. I like going forward 2 rails, getting on the 12, and then cutting it in the same pocket, and then moving the 15 off the ball. I don't really like this because you're not going to get an angle to move that ball. Now the 12 doesn't work from there, and Jeff's probably going to shoot it, but the 13 is makeable, but you're not going to put yourself in a spot really where you can move that 15. If Carl had gone with right English, went 1-2 rails to the right side rail, back out to the middle of the table, he could have had a cut on the 12, and that would have moved the 15 ball for. They could have moved the 15 ball. That was my thought on that. Be careful here, because now we got to be careful on that because I think he left him the 7-1 combo. And if I'm solids, if that 7-1 combo goes, you've got to shoot it here. I feel just because you might not get that kind of a location on this ball. The 7 will clear. I think that goes. I think the 7-1 combo goes. I don't know if he's even looked at it yet. If he hasn't, then maybe it doesn't go. Maybe it must not go. It's got to go. Look at that 7-1. Nope. Well, it's all moot now. Watch Carl back cut this 10 ball. Go 18 rails with the cue ball. Because he'd have to hit it that hard. He's gonna if he cuts this 10 in, that ball is gonna be hit thin. I don't mind kicking off the left side rail into that 13 ball and then get the cue ball up there. Nah, you don't want to go up by the 1 because then you're buried. But that 13 could move over by the 12. Then you got 2 balls to work with that 15 ball, possibly. But good safety is a better play. Got to agree with this. Smarter play for sure. Now, Doug has a really good safety right here. It's dangerous, so. Off the 1 ball. Just roll into the 1 gently. Cue ball will go into the rail and just tuck on that 7 ball. But that is dangerous. That's a dangerous ball from there. Don't shoot it. Don't shoot it, but that shot is there. And here's the thing. You really got to trust the table and you got to trust your stroke, because if you don't hit that ball just square, that cue ball is going to float one way or the other at that speed. And I like this. I'm going to do safety, right? Or is he going to play it? In fact, oh, wow, almost. Jeez. Almost disaster. I almost think, the cue ball was so close to the bottom rail. I almost think he could have cut the 1 ball in. I know it's Probably pretty unpopular, but I think he could have cut the one ball in from there.
John.
I wouldn't have done it, and I don't recommend him to do it. But if the cue ball was off that rail more, if he got a full cue ball, I think you could have cut the one and opened that 7 up and probably won the game from there. 10 hangs, and again we get a look at this 7-1 combo. Now, I don't know if they don't want to shoot it because of 15, but thing that happens to me anyways is that if you got a ball tied up of your opponents like that, say that 15 for example, I run into where the more I kind of play around that ball, just kind of, oh, good shot, Scott, that's pretty good. Oh, he's left in the 13, but still that's a pretty good ball. The more I leave that 15 kind of hanging out there thinking it's it's gonna handicap them, they're tough, they're not gonna get on that ball, they're not gonna open it up, I end up losing those games. Because eventually what will happen is that the other ball, especially with every ball on the table, eventually they get something. You know what I mean? They get something that they're going to fire at. And they have more opportunity to move that ball and break it out than I do. So that, I don't know. I end up losing these games. If I'm solids, I end up losing these games sometimes. I'm not saying they're going to lose this one, but I hate banking on the fact that, well, they're not going to move this ball. But, oh, that's a good shot. Look at that pocket. Look at that speed on that. However, Doug could play a safe off this. Cue ball into the 1 into the cue ball into the 13, and 1 ball. Might even hide the cue ball from the 12. I think he's going to hit. I think the 1 will clear too much, maybe. See how he ended up. Oh, he did. Yeah, he did hide it. That's a really good shot. Problem for them, though, is that 7-1 is not helping solids at all. And I believe Jeff can move the 15 off of there and let them have to deal with that 7-1. Now, you don't want to do that. Here's why. You don't want to do that. That's not safe. You want to get the cue ball over to the right side rail more and take away this shot. That's not a. Sorry, Jeff, but that's not a good save because now you just put your partner in this situation. You've got to get that cue ball way over to the right side rail in that situation. Doesn't matter what the 15 does. You know what I mean? When you hit that, move the 15 all the way over to those balls and get the cue ball over to the right, and then let them have to work on those 2 balls tied up. If you leave them a look at that 7-1, then you just end up in this situation, and it doesn't help you. I knew he was going to hit it that way when he went up and he seen that. I knew he was going to hit that too late. And I'm not, again, right on everything, but that right there, I guarantee you could be played better. Get that cue ball away from those balls. Don't let them just tick that ball and hide behind there like that. You had an advantage. Press it. Now he's going to try to bank this 12, which does go, and draw back to get on the 15. Oh my goodness, he almost hit that ball. Look at that 15 ball. He actually ended up getting on the 15 ball too. That's an example right there of where things, you're solids, and all of a sudden you're sitting down when in a game where you had the 15 tied up there in jail, and all of a sudden you're sitting down and you're watching them with a shot to win the game. I hate getting in that situation. It's almost like sometimes you put the brakes on too much. I wouldn't say necessarily playing conservative, but you got to remember that you can do things with the cue ball. You can get out of situations. Sometimes you have to do that. I feel in this game right here, I really feel that should Scott and Doug end up winning this game, that they dodged a bullet in this one. I think Stripes ended up having the advantage up there in that situation. I think they really, really had a huge advantage. Because that 15 being tied up there and hard to get to, all of a sudden Solids had the 7-1 in that same situation. Hard to get to. And I think they really, really, really dodged a bullet. That should have probably cost him. Oh boy. Well, we got to 7. That 6-3 is a makeable combo, but It really works the best from over on the left side rail. And I don't think Doug is going to hit this 7 with a slow roll, but if that cue ball would get over that left side rail on the rail, that 6-3 gets a lot easier. I don't like shooting it from there. How about the 5-15 and then play the cue ball to hide the cue ball? I don't like that either. I think I'm going to try to slow roll the 7 and get my cue ball over on that left rail. Because I think that 6-3 becomes a lot easier from there. And there's another advantage of being over that rail, too. You shoot the 6-3, the cue ball goes on the left side rail, then you can put yourself straight into the 5 in the upper right corner. It's a natural laying position. But you got to get on that rail. He's going to draw. He's going to come back, which ain't, it's not a bad play either. But now it gets tough. You can hear pow all the way around the room.
Yeah, I don't know if he's mad or what.
I don't know either. It's hard to tell, ain't it?
It is.
Well, Scott, you're going to show us if that 6-3 goes from there. If not, I think he can actually thin that 5 and make the 5, but that cue ball is going to go like 90 rails. Now he does have a play to kick off the rail into the 6 here, but I think he can catch the edge of the 6 to make this ball anyways. He could kick at it, but that's really lowers the percentage. Oh, good try, good try. Oh, and he scratched. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, bummer. That's the thing on that too, though. It wasn't in a he was in a tough spot. But I think you got to kind of protect against that happening. And it's easy to say, yeah, protect against scratching. Nobody's seen it coming, etc. But he scratched a couple of times this match now, which is, you got to protect against that. It ain't always easy, though. I get it. It's not always easy. But if you're doing it on a somewhat regular basis, you gotta address that, I feel. Protect against it. Until things start rolling well again, protect against it. Well, this could be a little bit better angle. Elevate off the rail, draw back to the rail. I mean, it's not a bad spot, but gonna leave him a long ball, I think. Sometimes if you're with a partner, these guys know each other really well. Let's say you're with a partner you don't really. You're like, all right, buddy, you're gonna leave me this straight on. How about you shoot this long 8 ball then? But you don't want to do that. I think what you do here, Carl, is you elevate off that rail, you snap draw that back to the rail, and just hit it like you play, man. You got this ball. Trust your stroke. No, he's going to slow roll. And put the cue ball closer to the rail. We're supposed to always make this ball, aren't we? I don't, but I think when I was younger, I actually made this ball more often than I make it now. Right now, it's kind of a coin toss. That was a good shot, man. That was a good shot. That was not easy. Maybe, but he's in the tournament too. So y'all are, that's a tough break. So again, BCA rules, ball in hand anywhere on the table. And look at these solids with ball in hand. This is how ball in hand BCA makes things so simple. Let's say you're in the kitchen there. I mean, you start with a 1, yeah, you probably still get out, but ball in hand anywhere on the table makes this way, way easier. 7 in the corner, 3 in the side, 5 in the corner, 4 in the corner. Come down here for the 6-1, and it gets easy. I think the 3 just goes on the side. Goes in either corner too once you get the 5 out of the way. But I don't know if I shoot that now. I think I shoot the 5, and then I use the 1 to get on the 3. Yep. I don't know if I shape the 3 right now. I think I come down here for the 6. 8 goes by the 9 real easy in the corner. So yeah, I don't think I actually shaped the 3 ball here. I think there's such a small window up there, and I can come back in that ball pretty easy. Oh, and he bumped it so it goes in the side easier. That's even better. That's even far better. See, now you're kind of in between on these balls, which is no big deal. Got to elevate a little bit if you want to take the 6. No, you don't. He's got a full bridge on that. Take the 1, snap over to the rail, get back up there for the 3. I like the 6 to the 3 here, 3 to the 1, but you can even take the 3 now and go 2 rails and 2 or 3 rails, come back for the 6 or 1. I wonder if he's going to try to hold this for the 6. Yep, that works too. It really, did make it easier for the 3 to get moved there. The 3 still goes in that upper corner too. So they could have went 1-6-3. But I think they're determined to put that ball in the side pocket.
I might have done the 6 first and put that last ball on the side to bring the cue ball back here.
I think so too, Leslie. I think I might have went to 6 as well. But I think there's multiple ways for them to get there. But see now, yeah,
potentially run into balls or sit on the balls.
Yep. He could. I think he can follow past and get to the side rail. I think he can. Nope. We'll see.
Had a little bit of
yeah.
Very nice.
Drew back. Yeah, that works.
Should have had a better.
Yeah, I agree. An angle on that 3 that leads to the 8 a little bit easier. Yep.
With a better angle on the 8.
Yep.
An easier angle on
Yep.
the 8.
I agree. With those balls the way they're laying, I think he should probably be closer to the 8 ball than he was, and that's why it cost you right there. That cost him that game. You were right on that, Leslie. And I agree on that. I think that rotation of the balls was tougher because he had to get above the 3, and yeah, I mean Doug's still going to make that ball more than he'll ever miss it. But I think there was a better way to run them in. I mean, they could have went 6-1, and then the 3's like right straight into the corner. Draw back a hair and make the 8 ball easier. But I think that could have.
If he did the 6 first, you would have naturally come this way on the 3, had the 3 in the side pocket here.
Yeah.
And the cue ball would have naturally traveled this way. So
Well, hold on though, Leslie. The problem is that when he shot the 6, anyways, he didn't go far enough up there, anyways. So they made that 3 by going to the side. They had to get above there, and then the 12 comes into play. I think they should have took it in the corner. Because the 1, if you get on the 1. But if you get on the 1, yeah, you shouldn't miss the 8 either. But if you got on the 1 on a stop shot, the 3 is straight in. He's just dead straight in. The 1 leads right to a straight in ball. And I don't think Doug will miss that ball very often, but you also take away that chance of shooting from there by shooting that pattern a little bit differently. And that little percentage, again, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, everyone, that little percentage, that just came into play right there. And now look at this. Oh, my. Oh, boy, yeah, you got to get those. That's unfortunate. We all miss balls and stuff, but that's a tough one.
I'm by no means a master at this game whatsoever, but, work smarter, not harder.
Scott will make this, right? Nope, missed it too. Yep.
Same shot.
He hit the same shot that Doug did. Yep. So those guys should never shoot that ball again for their money ball. I mean, they both missed that ball. That's tough. That's tough. I would not. If you set that ball up and had those 2 shoot that ball, I would lose a kidney betting that they're going to make it.
Carl here would be best to do a safety right now.
Let's see what he does here.
He's in a bad position here with the setup of the balls.
He's going to float behind the 10 ball off the 11. Just gently get the cue ball there. That's a good shot. Well done. Well, this is tough here now. What do you do here? You can't really go to the side rail. Oh, man. So this is a situation, too. Remember I was talking a couple of games ago where Scott had missed a ball, and then he was looking at a tough spot, and this is where that little thing starts growing in your mind, thinking, God, I just was on the 8 ball here. We should be running out on the next rack right now. It's hard to keep those thoughts out of your mind. It's hard to keep that, at least for me, to keep that pass coming up again. You know what I mean? It's hard. The mental challenges in this game is not given enough credence. I don't think it's really tough. Really, really tough sometimes. How about, no, this don't work, but how about you do an effort and you shoot it into the point on the right side pocket there and then fly up over into the 8 ball? Not a chance, right? So I think I'd be happy just to hit the ball. There's no easy path here. Wow, that was a nice hit. Man, oh man, that was a good ball. That was not easy. But here we go. 10 ball, float the cue ball up to the end rail by that chalk and bring it right back down the table. He's going to go outside. He's going to go 2 rails. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, that'll work. Straight on. 12 to the 11, 11 to the 9, 9 to the 8. Don't shoot that ball. No, don't shoot that ball. Don't shoot the 9 yet. Yeah, there you go. Shoot the 12. Shoot the 12. It goes right to the 11. Don't overthink this, Carl. Don't overthink this. Oh boy. You can still get there. Don't get me wrong. You can still get there, but the 12 goes right over to the 11.
I would have shot it the same way.
Yeah, shoot the 12, and then it brings you right over the 11. 11 gets you right on the 9. Now you're shooting, and it's not a big deal because there's only 2 balls on the table, but you're shooting away from the 8 ball now. You're not working towards the 8 ball, you're shooting away from it. Now this is what happens. This is what happens.
You hit it too hard.
If you shot the 12 and just roll over, you're almost straight into the 11. Then you just shoot the 11 and then you're on the 9.
Tim Carr, Jed Landry, 21.
Boy, oh boy. And it sounds simple, but the games that we're supposed to win them. And win a few more. You know what I mean? And this is singles, doubles, or whatever team, but games that we are supposed to win, where we're supposed to get out, you want to improve without spending hours in the pool hall, just win a few more of those. It'd be great to win them all, but if you win them all, you wouldn't have that problem to begin with, right? So just win a few more. And that's situations right there. We've seen it happen where there's games where they're supposed to win that game. They're supposed to get out there. That's a challenge of competition. It's a challenge of pool. And you have to also say that you got to give your opponents credit because they still have to execute as well. So it takes nothing away from Scott and Doug. But you're going to run out of games eventually to where it's not going to matter anymore. I feel for morale reasons and many more, they need to run out here. They need to get out on this table. They need this one bad.
Tanner Lindquist. Sammy Anselmo.
Tanner Lindquist making it down from up north in the Brainerd area. Prominent Brainerd Lakes pool player. Made it down here to CRs for the tournament. When I was up there for a couple winters and summers with the going up and helping our parents were suffering their health issues. I played some up in Brainerd and met Tanner up there and stuff. And a great guy and again very prominent up there in the Brainerd area. So cool to see people making it down here for the tournament. All right, guys. 9, 15, 14, pick your ball. Depending on where they end up off the 9 ball. I think one thing, and I don't want to say this. I don't want to lead into that and say it. But I've seen enough of these Scotch doubles matches where sometimes one player will try to do too much and end up overthinking things and maybe trying to get their partner perfect on balls, and you can't orchestrate that much when you're just one person on the team. When you do that, you start getting outside of your own element, and then your teammate that's relying on you just to bring what you normally bring to the table, they're going to suffer more for that. Does that make any sense?
Thank you, dear.
When you try to do too much, you actually end up, obviously you end up hurting your team in a way. And I'm not saying Carl's, doing wrong on things, but I think he's trying to get Jeff in too good a spot sometimes. And then he ends up over here. And it's common. I mean, it's not a flaw. I mean, it happens. I do it. I think a lot of Scotch teams do that, where they just one of the teammates just tries to do too much maybe sometimes. Tries to get their partner perfect. Tries to up their play by getting them in situations where the cue ball is always ideal. And you've got to just trust in your teammate to figure out a way to get it done. Control the things that you can control and stop trying to control everything in a way. I don't know if that's... I don't mean that to come across too abrasive or anything like that, but it happens. It happens a lot. I commentated a ton of these matches, and I think we're seeing that. And they're only down 2 games. You're 4-6. You're in this match. So tighten it up, soldiers. But I might do a safety right here. I might roll the 5 ball into the 4 and just put the cue ball up on the rail and hide it behind the 1 ball there. So I don't need to necessarily get out here, especially with that 2 and the 7. Look at those 2 balls. And the 6 ball. 6 ball ain't helping out either. 'Cause now you're in this kind of a situation. I think does the 5 go? No. I think the 5 might have went up off the rail too much. Yeah, Scott don't like it. I think a safety there would have been very, very good play. Because now the safety gets tougher. Not necessarily to where they can't, jump and get at the ball, but I would much rather have that cue ball tucked behind the 1 ball than behind the 6 ball, for example, if he just, kind of hits a stop shot off the 7 here. I think he's going to float into the 6, though. See, like here, this is a makeable jump shot. Whereas the cue ball behind the 1 ball, I'll let them jump from there behind the 1 ball all day. This shot right here, though, I lose games on this shot. Because people make this on me. Hit it good, bud. Hit it good. Trust your stroke. See, that ball almost went in, and he's straight in the 8 pretty much in the side pocket. They would have lost that game right there. Man, he hit that. He hit that ball. He hit that jump really good. I thought that ball was going. He hit that ball good. Carl's out from there. That 8 ball goes right in the side. Now look where you're at. Long, straight in 6 ball. Not a problem, though. See what I'm saying on those shots, though? Again, that cue ball behind the 1 ball is a lot tougher to jump than where he was behind the 6 ball. The people I play against regularly, and I'm not knocking on these 4 in here, but like even Scott and Doug, I would not leave them that jump from behind the 6. There's no way I'm going to leave them that ball. I'm going to lose that game. People always pull off heroics. Does it happen to you guys too, or is it just me? They always pull off these heroic shots against me. So we are getting up hour and 44 minutes into the match. It's 4-6. And I think we're getting close to that cheesecake time. I'm not gonna lie. I think we're getting. What do you think, Leslie? I think we're getting close to the cheesecake time. I don't eat cheesecake. He looks so serious. I will handle your share of the cheesecake. I'll take one for the team here. Oh, do you? Yeah. So Scott here on the 8 ball, go up 7-4.
I never do anything with 11.
Good shot.
But they need to be
Good stroke on that
charged.
ball. 1 ball at the head ball. So many people love that 1 ball at the head ball. I hate putting that 1 ball up there. I think the ball, the glare shows off that 1 more, and I just can't focus on that 1 ball as much. And I know the color pattern is I think the 5 is the most visible on this blue cloth.
Solid.
The 5 ball is. So I like putting the 5 up there. I think I can focus on that more than the 1, but the 1 is just always a glare
Every
ball.
solid has a pocket.
Yeah, every solid does have a pocket, but
This stripe does not. Now you can work it out, yes.
so
But I would go with solids.
the thing with
If
the
I can
solids
figure out
is
what
the
my
5
focus on
and the 6 is going to be, well, you can get on the 5. And then it gets easy, but the 6 doesn't go by there. And
Roger Larson, Jeff
oh
Austin,
boy.
table 14.
Now I think he's going to have to play the 1 or the 2. Oh boy. Yeah, Carl, I think you're going to have to cut the 2 on the side, or the 1 if you're really sporty. But I think the 4 even cuts. Cue ball into the 14. Good shot. Well done. Well done. Now the task will be to get from the 3 to the 5 ball, or from the 4 to the 5. One of these balls, the 4 is going to have to be used to get on the 1. Is he going to go through that window there between the stripes? Yeah, he is. He's playing it through this window here. Watch this. Look at that ball. Now the cue ball, he can actually go 2 rails. He can go through the same path between those stripes down to the bottom rail, over to the right side rail, and then up towards the 4. There is a path there to go between those stripes there, the 3 stripes I should say. Or he could take the 5 and try to draw into that 13. I don't like that though, because you're not gonna catch that solid. So I like going 2 rails. Cue ball snakes right between these balls, hits lower bottom rail, and slides over to the left side rail. Or that works too. Oh, it's going to take a stroke here though. He's got to draw this back full table length shot. He's going to have to draw this back about 1 diamond to be ideal. It's too bad that 15's in the way. Otherwise, he could just shoot it in the side. Oh, boy, that was a tough spot, but that was not. I mean, he had to draw back like a diamond from there. That was not enviable position.
Josh Wallstrom, Nick Lark, table 19.
So Mr. Scott Knack and Doug Fahey should clean up these stripes fairly easy. I don't see any troubles here.
Little Joe, Levi Weiser.
The only thing they really got to do is just get kind of down on the bottom rail for those 2 balls down there. It's really no big deal. Shouldn't be. I should be careful by saying that. Now it's gotten a little bit dicier. I mean, still, yeah, the 13's makeable, but man, he could. I wonder if he likes them or not. I'm just kidding. But I think he could get a little bit better position than where he is right there. Now, I mean, this is makeable. It's not a big deal. But good shot. Well done. Does that go that way?
Okay, but nobody can join you unless they pay.
How much is somebody doing?
Oh, he's got to shoot the 11 first. No big deal, right? I say that a lot, don't I? And it becomes a big
I
deal.
have no idea what it is. I don't know. I tell you what.
So I might just stop shot on the 15 here and then take the 12 in the lower right corner, roll down, and then take that stripe on the bottom rail.
All right.
I don't like cutting this ball. Just stop shot the 15 and then take the 12, roll down to the. Well, this works too. You run into the 8 ball with the cue ball. Hopefully the 8 doesn't get in the way.
You want to do
Oh, just
time, or
fine.
you want to do special for the night, but have it the rest of the night?
How much is this?
It's $15. Well, I think, I don't know. All right. I'll
Bring that up
I'll talk to
table.
John. But yeah, you can go ahead and grab
That
the
good
ball.
shot.
Only you two.
Pretty natural shape right there. And you could stop shot if you want, or you could follow up to the end rail and just bring the cue ball back down the table. Whatever you prefer to do.
No, they're down there.
That's just fine. Good shot. And they'll clean up this table. 8-4. So we are back. 8-4, race to 11, and this looks like one of my breaks. I did not give him a lesson on breaking, just so people know. But what's here? 3 ball and shoot the combo in the side and the stripe, huh? Looks like a good start. Ooh, look at that 12 ball though. Can he take that 3? No, I was going to say, yeah, he could take the 3 now. Make the 11 on the side, or the 13 or 12. Okay, I'll get it right. But if you just roll forward a little bit, you have an angle on the 10, and then you take the 10 in the lower left corner, you slide the cue ball right over in the 9 ball. And then you're golden. You're probably straight in the 11 on the side. Yes, 3 ball, shoot that ball, combo on the side. Leave yourself an angle on the 10 just to shoot the 10 in the corner, and then run in the 9, and bam, lights out. See it? 3, 12 combo. Yep. Cue ball, just a little bit up above the 6 ball. Because use a 10. He's not going to play on the 10. Just a little bit above. A little bit. Yeah, you did hit it. He hit my shot. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. I get so excited sometimes when they play my shot the way I think. Oh, I love this stuff. Did he get enough though? I think he did, right? Yeah, he got enough to make that 10. Now you just slide into the 9, and maybe he didn't.
I told him under no uncertainty.
Yeah, he's got it. I can see it from over here. From not on the stream not on the stream itself, but from looking at the table. That was a great shot, Doug. That was very good, very good. And there you go, straight into the 11. Every now and then, these people make me look like I actually know what I'm talking about. I need more people like this around my life. Oh my goodness! You two are good for my morale. You really are. My self-esteem. Doug and Scott are good for my self-esteem. I'll say I said what I said, right? Is that what the saying is?
He came in with Graham. So yeah.
That was such a good shot, though. Now here's the thing too. If you're afraid now of this 11 ball and getting away from you, you could draw back into the 8 ball and bump the 8 ball down by the spot. You don't want to get it on top of the 6, but hit the 11 kind of firm and just bump the 8 and get it down below the spot. Goes in the lower left corner. No big deal. Although the other game, they didn't like that lower left corner, but got to block that out, right? I think he's going to go into the rail, though, which isn't bad either. Good shot. Good speed on that, Doug. Very nice. You hit that ball good. Yeah, you hit that ball good. And this should lead right to the 14, and 14 will lead you to the 8. Scott hit that last ball. He hit that 10 ball really good because that cue ball could have gotten away from him, and I mean, even behind the 9. Could have gotten behind the 9, and then they were really up the creek. But he hit that ball well. Doug hit that first one really, really well. Combo. It worked out really good. So 8-4, and this should put him up to 9 by my math.
I think Rob's going to win this one. Men down, Rob Matson, table 20.
How do you like this? Just being straight into the 8-ball. They're always posted up there, and also MN Pool Players on Facebook is another great resource for when these matches are going on. They're always posted there too. If you are, upper Midwest or any pool player, if you have not joined MN Pool Players, you should be on that Facebook page. There's a lot of other solid information and a lot of good content from the community. So it's a good spot. There's several other good Facebook pages. So I'm not trying to slight anybody on that. It's just that seems to be kind of a home base for a lot of Minnesota players. And Tony Johnson runs a really good page there, so props to her. Oh no! What a no! You don't start that way. Oh man, that hurts. Oh, bummer. Yeah, it's still open. Yep. Oh man, gotta get those. So solids is pretty runnable. The only thing to deal with it here would be the 4-ball. And I think it's open still, but I kind of like solids here better now. 'Cause now the 3 should set you up for a good shot from the 5 to move the 9. And that should open up the 4. But you don't have a bailout ball, so if you get stuck behind something down here, like say the 9, you double kiss or something, you might be in trouble. And let's say the 9 moves into the 4, bumps it up to where the 11 comes in play, then you're in trouble there too. So really, really important how Jeff comes out of here with this. I like, draw back out of there. Make sure you clear out of there with the cue ball. Uh-oh. Well, you can still get there, though. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. The 1 will beat you on the 6, and then the 6 you can come around 1, 2, 3 rails, maybe 4, and get on the 4 to go up in that corner. The 1 actually gives you a good angle right now to float to the left side rail, come back about maybe a diamond and a half into the table, and then that 6, that's going to be the key ball. It goes 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 rails. I like going 4 rails because I want to be on that lower right side rail. Shoot the 4 and then float out in the middle of the table. He's going to play safe. All right. I think he's on the 11 though, but that 9 has gotten tough. I kind of like that. 15 will open up that 9 ball though. What I would like to do is shoot this combo and leave one of these balls in front of the hole over here, which this might be kind of, I don't know if he likes it too much. Cue ball could have been up off that rail just a little bit maybe, but he could play a safety here. We're going to the rail, upper end rail, gently into the 14, and then the 14 goes over to left side rail. Cue ball might even go back into the end rail and then tuck the cue ball behind the 12 ball. Kind of a little kick and stick. Yep, I like this. I like this shot. And even make it. Yeah, that's even better. I like that. That's a good shot. So now if you're solids, I might, if that 12, no, they're going to get ball in hand off. So you have to kick and hit that 6. No. I don't know if I want to jump from here. Well, he's going to try to jump the 1 in. Just make sure you get a hit. Don't give him ball in hand. Oh, nice try, though. That was a really good try. Now, with ball in hand, moving this 9 ball gets a little bit easier. Too bad he can shoot that in the side. I think it's a little bit too close to the rail, though. This is a proper way. Come in and just gently hit the 9-ball with the cue ball, bump it down, and there you go. One thing you got to watch out here is that you don't let the cue ball get away from you too much. If that 1 ball wasn't there, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4 rails getting up at that upper end rail, but I think that 1 is right in the path of that. So he's got to go 2 rails and hold the cue ball right out in the middle of the table. Pretty natural shape here. It's all speed. That'll work. That'll work. If he hit that any harder, that 1 ball on that path might have wrecked their plans, but good speed on that, Doug. He hit that one really good. And Scott hit that ball well. Should put them on the hill. 10-4. Monticello Auto Service, Mr. Ryan Janikowski. And Frovick's Towing, another sponsor for this version of it. Light and heavyweight towing. And then Action Man, Dave O'Keefe. O'Keefe's Collision, Auto Body, and Paint. And, of course, CRs Sports Bar, Mr. Jerry Johnson and Mrs. Terry Johnson for all they've done for pool.
There's a tournament on this side and then the entire other side.
And all of you sponsors, thank you immensely.
So I could even guess.
Oh, man, I think he might not have got him on the 7 there. That's if he was on that 7, that got so easy from there. And you got him on the 5, though.
Is that what you want to do? Or
I'm not 100% sure. We just.
I think you got to shoot the 5 here. If you shoot the 2, I think you almost.
You never know.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't really like going to the 6 from there because I don't like that 13 ball. And I think the cue ball is going to possibly run into that. And if you're not going to run into it, you're going to the right side too much. Then you're going to make that 5 ball a little bit more difficult. Honestly, from here, I think I might shoot that 6 and run the cue ball straight square back into the 13. And then leave, it'll be a little bit longer on the 5 ball, but see, now it's kind of a weird angle. See what I'm saying? Unless he can snap draw this and hit this square, this cue ball is going to float down, possibly even below the 9 ball. And he might lose the view on the 7 ball. I think it's going to deflect down below the 9 ball. See? Yep. I really felt they should have, when he was on the 5 earlier instead of the shooting the 2, I think he should have shot the 5 there. Then Carl shoots the 7 and gets Jeff back on that 2 on the side, and then they go from 2 to the 6. 6 to the 8 is easy compared to the 6 to the 5. As you've seen, the cue ball went to the right, and it made that angle too tough on that 5 ball to stop that cue ball.
Are they stripes?
And they ended up, they're on solids, Leslie. Yeah, he's on the 7 ball here.
That's a little rough. He could try to kick it in the side.
Yeah, he's got to kick it in the side. Down 4 to 10. I mean, there's nowhere to hide the cue ball. There's no real safe here. You got to kick it. Fortunately, if he makes it, I think he might have gotten hooked. And now it's cleanup time. So again, I see a good number of you on here watching the stream. We appreciate it, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're at Grandpa and Grandma's house, hit it on their computer, iPad, or whatever you're watching it on. And thumbs up, thumbs down. If you like it, great. If not, let me know. Let me know if there's something that we can do better for you out there. Ooh, that almost got a little bit dicey there. What if that cue ball rolls up on that 10 ball? That almost got dicey. You got to be careful on some of these racks where the balls are wide open, where you just don't shoot. No offense, Willie Driscoll, where you just don't shoot willy nilly. You need to have some type of a plan. You can't just. I mean, you can get away with around, just go around shooting them or whatever, but you got to have some plan, some type of a pattern. Because what will happen is you start taking everything for granted, and we know what happens in pool when you start taking stuff for granted. You're watching your opponent break, but they got this handled. 11 ball down to the bottom rail, run up towards the 15, shoot the 15, then shoot the 10 on the side, and this one is probably going to be a wrap, folks. Doug Fahey at the table. And just like, ooh, what do we got here? Oh, that's all right. Scott. Could have made it a little bit easier for him, yeah, but Scott should have no problem with this. He definitely left of an angle, so he's not straight in, which that's good sometimes. Pretty easy, though. Oh, wow, he almost rattled that ball, too. But straight in the 10 and then straight in the 8. But Mark Weaver here in the booth. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream and the match tonight. Again, keep in mind that we will reset the stream. So the stream will go dead here in a couple of minutes or so, and then they'll reboot it and put the Friday night tournament on, the weekly. But there'll be no commentating on the Friday night, so you guys are going to fly it solo. But, hey, everybody out there, again, Mark Weaver in the booth, thank you so much for inviting me into your homes or wherever you're watching. Really enjoy commentating. Hope you enjoyed the match.